35 years to the day since Ukraine gained independence from the Soviet Union, it's a slow, solemn march through the streets of Kyiv. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and his wife Olena follow a military honor guard. Their destination, a wall commemorating those who've died in Ukraine's 4.5-year fight against Russia's invasion. And Zelensky's message to the Ukrainian people this Independence Day is sharply defiant, calling out Russia's President Vladimir Putin.
You want to take all of Ukraine, all our land. Instead, you've lost your oil refineries, your navy, your profits, and an entire generation that you sent to the slaughter. You wanted us to disappear from the map. Now you're off the international agenda for the future civilization.
As Zelensky says, Ukraine is bringing the fight deep into Russian territory. On Monday, this burning Russian warehouse could be seen from space. And Russian officials say Ukrainian drones also killed 3 teenagers in an attack in southern Russia Monday. But Russia's own often deadly strikes on Ukraine civilians aren't letting up. And more could be coming as Ukrainian reserves of missile interceptors run low.
Good morning.
Ukraine hopes allies like UK Prime Minister Andy Burnham can help. The UK, along with France, has pledged to deliver defense missiles faster, a substitute for US hardware tied up in the Iran war. They're even giving Kyiv classified tech so it can make interceptors of its own. The Kremlin is highly displeased.
The Kremlin takes an extremely negative view of these plans. Britain is involved in this war. It is involved on the side of the Kyiv regime. Britain methodically and regularly adds fuel to the fire and methodically and regularly hatches schemes to prevent any progress whatsoever in the peaceful settlement process. This is precisely what the UK is doing.
But Burnham says whatever the rhetoric from Moscow, it's time to get started on this project as a winter of more expected attacks approaches.
And despite Russia's outrageous threats to my country, we will continue our support for Ukraine's defense. I know you need more help to protect your skies and your civilians. I know how hard the winters have been and the need to be ready this year when the nights draw in.
The town of Druzhkivka is on the front lines, far from London, Paris, and even Kyiv and Moscow. Here, Independence Day is just another day of shelling, gunfire, and drones amid the ruins. Some of those deployed weren't even born when Ukraine gained independence, making this war seem just another stage in this country's long struggle.
Independence is still being fought for. We've been doing so since 2014, and we're still standing today. In my family, my father went to fight in 2014, and I was in 9th grade. And now it's my turn, so the fight continues.
With no plan for de-escalation on either side, this young soldier's words speak to how conflict echoes through Ukraine's years as the fight for its existence grinds on. Ryan Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.